Welcome back to Tank Time, where I teach you how to lower your score without having to work on your golf swing. On today's agenda, I'm going to take you on the next step in your journey to becoming a master putter. Today, I'm going to teach you about distance control and eliminating those pesky 3-putts. So distance control isn't just about 30, 40, 50-foot putts. It's about not smashing your 8-foot putt 5 feet past the hole. What's our goal for every one of our putts besides making it? To have a tap in. That's correct. The goal for every unmade putt is to have a tap in next. Putting aggressively and smashing the ball 5 or 6 feet by isn't doing you any favors. Hitting a ball that hard actually makes the cup smaller.
A putt with good speed has more opportunities to fall in the hole, especially when it's not going in the middle of the cup. The ball can catch the edge and sneak in. A putt on the same line but with too much speed can ricochet out instead of curling in.
A putt with good speed should only go about 1 foot past the hole. We want a stress-free tap in after every putt that we don't make. If we're putting aggressively, or you want to make an aggressive putt, it should only be going 2 to 3 feet past the hole. We never want to hit a putt so hard that you're going 4 or 5 feet past the hole. If you haven't seen my video on putting basics and fundamentals, go check it out. When you're making a putt, I don't want you to hit and immediately track the ball with your eyes. That causes your upper body to move and potentially slice or cut the putt. Instead, I want you to keep your eye on the ball, and once the ball leaves your putter face, wait for that ghost image, that hazy white shadow that will appear after the ball leaves your field of image. So once you see that ghost ball, then you can tilt your head and track the line of your ball. Remember, we want to tilt your head, not lift your head. Just like when you're checking your alignment in your full swing.
This is how I want you to set up the drill. Starting from a hole, set up 10 tees 1 foot apart. I use my feet as an estimate of 12 inches.
So this drill is going to work on your distance control and seeing the ball go in the hole. This game is pretty simple, so you got to make 10 in a row going out and 10 in a row coming back. I like to start this drill off just by making one from every tee so I know what the line looks like, and then I really jump into the drill. So for the first 3 or 4 feet, I don't usually line up the putt because I want to build that confidence that I can just make these.
When you're doing this drill, the speed of your putt should be just falling into the cup, and if you happen to miss, it should go about a foot past the hole. I usually start lining up the putt on the 6th or 7th tee. That helps me practice my routine in lining up the ball and making sure that I can make 20 putts in a row.
If you're doing this drill and you happen to miss a putt, then you have to start all over back at the first tee. It is okay to not be able to finish this drill when you first start. This is not an easy drill. Having to restart every time lets you see yourself making those 1, 2, 3, 4 foot putts over and over and over again. And seeing the ball go into the hole in your mind's eye only builds your confidence. So don't get discouraged. Just know that even when you're missing, this drill is accomplishing exactly what it's supposed to do. Not only does this drill teach you distance control, it puts some pressure on you when you're trying to make the 10th putt or when you're trying to make the 15th putt. You start to feel some tension, you start to feel some nerves, you start to feel anxiety. You have to learn how to deal with that because it'll happen when you're putting to tie to go in a playoff or you're putting to win your first golf tournament. It's not the easiest thing to replicate this feeling, but this drill definitely does that. Promise you'll feel a great sense of accomplishment the first time you're able to make 20 putts in a row. When you first start doing this drill, make sure you pick a pretty flat lie. We don't want a lot of break in this hole. But as you continue doing this drill and you become a better putter, try a more difficult putt, one with a right to left break and one with a left to right break. So I taught you how to set up this drill in my last episode. If you haven't seen my putting lesson on how to start the ball online, go check it out here now. This time, we're gonna use this drill to work on our distance control. I have it set up aimed at nothing. We want to be able to make a large stroke, but still start the ball online. On your first few tries, don't be discouraged if you do hit the tee. When you're making such a big putting stroke, sometimes it can get a little wonky, which is why we use this drill to keep everything tight and in line. The goal of this drill is to be able to match up all 3 strokes so that when I go to pick up the golf balls, I don't have to take any steps or reach to get my golf ball. I didn't do too bad. It's about a 3 foot radius. I could pick it up But I do have to stretch a little bit. Because we're not aimed at a specific hole, it's gonna allow you to make your putting stroke very freely. I want you to focus on the length of your backswing and the power of your stroke rather than focusing on the hole. Sometimes I don't even bother looking up. I just want to repeat that same motion. In my mind, I'm telling myself that the second one was pretty close to the first one, and now I want to repeat it for a third time. Three putting is an unforced error. We want to eliminate as many of those as possible. You're not going to be lowering your score by making a crap ton of birdies. You're going to be doing it by saving those pars and bogeys. On average, how many birdies do you think a PGA Tour player is making per round? 6. Wrong! They're only making 3.5 birdies a round. So for you to make 6 or 7 birdies a round doesn't seem very likely. You have a much better chance just eliminating your 3 putts. If putting makes up about a third of your score, how much of your practice should be spent on putting? None. If you spent all your time on the driving range, you'll just perfect your swing and hit it to 2 feet every time and not have to worry about putting. Wrong! If you're spending 2 hours on the driving range, you should spend 2 hours on your short game, and with an hour of that dedicated specifically to putting. Stay tuned for my next episode where we go to the beach, also known as bunker play.